9 years that we've gotten to over here, we actually decided to start this festival immediately after we got our first 9-foot Steinway, which was a very exciting time for us. So we moved that piano into Evans Auditorium, and right afterwards, we started our first festival in 2010, which was a really exciting time. We had students from China and some from South America, and we had a very, very good festival. The talent might have been limited, but the spirit of the students were all there. So immediately we were hooked. We wanted to do this and we wanted to continue to do this. The second year we decided to bring on Dr. Enrico Alisi, which turned out to be a huge hit, and he's been here every year since. The third year we brought in Dr. Marina Lomazov, and that's also been a big hit, and she's been here ever since. So we've grown and we've become very, very good. One of the big things that happened during our festival years is this Performing Arts Center, which is just a beautiful facility and which really changed the game for us. This happened at our 5th festival, and we were actually able to start our first concerto performances in the Patty Strickle Harrison Theater. And that, we didn't know it at the time, but set us apart from everybody else because we had a resident orchestra, which we were thrilled about. So then we made Round Rock Symphony our resident orchestra, which really set us apart. So those are some of the things that really made the difference. After the 6th festival is when Dr. Washington Garcia left Texas State to become the director of the School of Music at University of Nebraska, Omaha. So that was another thing. But this is when we started our themed competitions. At the 7th festival, we started the Betty Dickinson competition, which allowed the first prize winner to record a solo CD. On the 8th year, we started the Patrick W. Price competition, which allowed one lucky student a 5-city tour. And this year, we're allowing the winner of the Ben I. Gomez competition to be the feature soloist with 2 professional orchestras. So these first 9 years, from our humble beginnings of just getting that one piano, into moving into this hall, getting a resident orchestra, and having all these feature competitions have really changed the bar, or raised the bar for everything that we do, and we're very, very fortunate.
The most obvious change has been in the quality of the students that have been attracted here. And I don't know what kind of marketing the festival's done, but I think it's mostly word of mouth from happy kids who tell their friends, wow, you should go there. Because I've seen, especially after the first 2 years, just a skyrocket in the quality of the students who came here. It had very little in common with where they started from. The opening concert of the first week, I arrived here. I didn't know Dr. Kwok. I knew Dr. Garcia, and I knew this was an important new budding venture, just being born. And people met me, everything was running like clockwork. It was impressive the way they did it for a first time. Every year, I realized this is one of the events that makes my year seem to go by like nothing, because then I find myself back here at the same beautiful building and with the same nice people, and it feels, I always think, where did that year go? I was just here. So I'm always happy to come back. And that has everything to do with the people I'm happy to come back and see. So the people who make this festival happen know what they're doing, and they provide a great ambiance for us to work in.
There's one thing that's been very much the same throughout, and then there's one thing that's changed a lot. And the thing that's been the same for the whole 9 years is the quality of music making at the festival, both from the students and the guest artist recitals, through the Rising Star program. That's been a wonderful thing to experience each year that I've come, the consistently high quality of music making. And the thing that's changed is the tremendous growth of the festival. Multiple competitions, young artist programs. Now there's a Rising Faculty Star program to showcase future faculty members that have just finished with their education. The number of faculty has grown. Students are coming from 30 countries. So the growth of the festival has been tremendous, and that's a big change during the 9 years.
So many great changes took place, it's hard to choose one, but if I were forced to, I would say the year the new Performing Arts Center was built and we got access to all the beautiful new pianos in it. With beautiful halls, multiple halls, and acoustical perfection of them. It's, I would say that was a definite game changer in the life of the festival. So that's, I would consider that one of the defining moments in growth of the festival. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite moments is when I see the faces of the students at the festival and they're just lit up from within with inspiration and enthusiasm. And then some of the braver ones will actually come up to you and share with you how much being at the festival have helped them and have changed their thinking and have changed the course of their lives in certain cases. That's one of my favorite moments of all times.
Well, the festival, it's not that it's evolved, it turned into something that I don't think anyone expected. Because when it first started, it was basically holding on pure enthusiasm of the two directors and on a shoestring budget. And no one expected that there would be this fabulous Performing Arts Center, that it would become so difficult for the students to actually get accepted into the festival. The level has changed so much. So I think in hindsight, it's not a very long time. I think it's incredibly quickly that all of this occurred, because for the past few years, there was already a tremendous level of students here. So it's very impressive. And these are just a few things, with recitals by students and faculty, with competitions that actually gives a lot of performing opportunities. So all of this that happened in the past 9 years, it's amazing. My favorite moment, oh, there were quite many, actually, very many favorite moments. And some of them come back as rising stars. It's really quite unique. And I hope, and I'm sure, it's not just that I hope, I'm sure it will keep growing and keep expanding and keep blossoming, and I hope to be back.
I think if the students come, not just learning about music, but seeing any part of the festival or how music festival is run, teaching, there's so many things you can learn in so many ways. Especially as a doctorate student who had already been teaching, I thought it was very beneficial for me to see how different teachers and world-class teachers teach, and they all say great things, but in a very different ways. And that definitely helped with my own teaching.
It's been just a constant growth, and every year, you know, the students get better and better, and always adding new faculty and new ways to make the festival interesting, so that even people who came in previous years have incentive to come back and see, you know, whether it was like when you added the From the Top or the concertos or the new competitions. So it's gotten more and more exciting, I think, every passing year. And just, I think especially the past few years, started to attract just such an incredible level of players to come to, you know, such a place like San Marcos, Texas. Who would have thought? Obviously, I met my current professor, Professor Slutsky, here. My first year here when I was just a little 13-year-old squirt. And, you know, he's obviously been a huge benefit to me. But I think every teacher that I got to see from my first time here, just seeing such a wide variety of different approaches to the piano, all at this just amazingly high level for such a young kid to be exposed to. It was just I think, one of the most valuable parts of my training.
The first thing that attracted me to come here was the opportunity to play with the orchestra, and the first time that you hired the Round Rock Symphony here, we got so close to each other, and we get so acquainted and be connected, and we share music with so many new audience members?
First of all, I was a first rising star, and then I came back as an auditor, and then I was, one of the concerto winners, and then I came back as intern. I joined as an associate program director. It was really exciting because that was my first experience as a teacher. It was my first master class. Communicating with all these audiences were kind of different. I mean, as a pianist, I really love concerto and playing concerto. I really just love working with orchestras. So it was definitely one of my favorite moments at the festival. It was not just my concerto, but I was working with all the colleagues together. So it was also a very fun moment.
I have never been at an environment where every minute was accounted for, where everyone was a part of something really large and something really beautiful, and everyone was enjoying this. It was incredible. This event pretty much starts a year before. This festival is not over yet. We're already thinking what's next. We are planning, and the more of that done ahead, the better it runs. And everyone has responsibility. I love it.